matrix. Observe. I came to flatten the curve. We're not firing across the bow. We've already taken out your hull. We're all rising up. You will fall. Come one, come all. And if you ain't with us, then fuck you all. Happy January 15th to everyone. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, R.I.P. It's been a wild one. Since I broke this whole thing loose on, let's see, January 6th and January 13th, when I figured out that number one, I was Neo in the Matrix, and number two, Mike Talaske is the MT in MTV. Because that's what I call my magnetic diamond neodymium propulsion system. The MT drive. Empty, the emptiness of space. My initials, MT, MTV. The whole deal is me. I can prove this whole thing. Y'all ain't gonna believe it. Y'all ain't gonna believe what they did today. The news that I heard, I didn't hear this until this morning when I jumped in the truck. This happened on the 13th, the same day that I declared that I'm the MT in MTV, literally. The man on the moon. In the spacesuit, soon you will see that it is me. And they got it in one video specifically where the whole thing plays out. What happened to me when I started this whole thing with the pyramids, with all the lead scouting and Coral Castle stuff, everything. So what happened this morning is continuation of what's going on here. So what's going on is this whole thing is being shown and running right through all my feeds. So it's kind of hard to miss. Like I can't pick up the signs already. Signs, everywhere signs. Blocking all the scenery. Not breaking my mind. Okay, that's the band Tesla. You ain't gonna believe this. Here we go. These are the comments left. The very first two ones after I announced I'm Neo in the Matrix. The needle in the haystack has been found. Okay, I sent the call out. They were waiting for this. They got the memo. You're gonna see this whole thing ain't a joke. When I woke up this morning, I jumped in the truck. The very first thing I heard was the word Tesla. It was on Roger City station of WKLT. So I'm listening to this thing on 96.7. They're giving away Tesla tickets on the radio. I haven't listened to the radio in a while, so I didn't know any of this was going on. The next thing that they say, you're not gonna believe this, the freighter, the S.S. Anderson, kind of like Mr. Anderson or Neo in the Matrix, the movie, I just announced that I'm the other 23. Okay? So they had to do something to counter it. Their next move was when I said I'm Neo in the Matrix, declaring myself to be Mr. Anderson, they mirrored me and pulled their battleship, not really a battleship, but it's just a freighter. So they pulled this thing up into Little Traverse Bay, right across from Roger City, to counter me. They were having bad weather and 50-mile-an-hour winds, they said, so they came in. That's not even the crazy part. That's not the crazy part at all. here's how this whole thing ties in. Okay? So, the whole thing is that they got the memo. Okay? They were waiting for the memo because obviously they can see the past, present, and future with their technology. And they've been doing this the whole time with all of the future presidents, telling them all this stuff, keeping them in the loop because they could see the future. So they know what's going to happen. So they got the memo. They were waiting for the memo. It's not memo. It's Nemo. It's all about finding Nemo. But it's not Nemo, it's Neo. Neodymium. So it's not the needle in the haystack, it's Neo in the cornfield. Literally. The cornfield next to my house was the field of dreams, the dielectric field of dreams. If you build it, they will come. If you build it, he will come. They came, he came, I'm him. It's that simple. So what's going on is they're giving away Tesla tickets on WKLT. Tesla, the band that sings the song Signs, because when you see all the signs that they're putting out for you and all the little breadcrumbs and all the synchronicities and all the clues, they're putting them out there for you. And if you can pick them up, you can do just what I did. I figured the whole thing out. That's their move. That Arthur M. Anderson is highly symbolic. The Arthur M. Anderson is the last ship to have contact with the Edmund Fitzgerald before it sunk. Okay? Before it disappeared. Going right back to the whole MH370 testing over Rogers City, Michigan, where they kept looping the jets, disappearing them, then reappearing them over the lake. So, what these people are doing is showing me that when I figured this second part to my whole thing out on the 13th, they also made their move to show me, yes, they understand. Because what you will now understand is that this goes all the way back to Nikola Tesla, who I'm doing this whole thing for, among others, and J.P. Morgan, the guy that was financing Tesla's Wardenclyffe Tower for his whole wireless transmission of power system, and he pulled the plug on it. Coincidence? I don't believe in coincidences because there are none. There's only consciousness. There are no coincidences, only consciousness. That's my saying. That's what I've been saying this whole time. I come up with it. I'm living it. And now everybody's going to be living it with me because this is put right in your face, right for me. If I wouldn't have jumped in my truck this morning and turned on the radio and heard it when I was driving, I would have never even known any of this. So what's going on is that, okay, the Arthur M. Anderson is really King Arthur. So, like I said, there's a new 45 in town. And it ain't the old 45. This represents the old 45. This represents me. The king, the new king. So on January 13th, 2024, the Arthur M. Anderson pulled into Little Traverse Bay. Right there. It's called the SS Arthur M. Anderson, okay? Now check this out. If you put an O in the middle of the SOS, if you put an O in between the S and the S, you got SOS, the distress call. So then you get into the whole SS thing with Super Bowl Sunday and the word secret society. This is gonna get deep real quick. I hope y'all can hold on. This ain't a joke. I ain't playing. These people ain't playing. but we ain't backing down because the whole world's gonna feel this. What's going on here in 1952 is when the Arthur M. Anderson was launched. So you take the M in the middle initial of Anderson, and then you got Mr. Anderson, or me, Neo in the Matrix. So, the Fitzgerald sank on November 10th, 1975. And this was the last ship, the Arthur M. Anderson, to have contact with that ship. So, it was the first one on the scene to search for survivors too. So here we go again to this whole king thing. It's all about me, because that's what my tattoos are. My tattoos on my top of my shoulders is a king's crown, followed by an Armenian coat of arms with some custom stuff in it. And then my other tattoo on my upper shoulder is King T. So that's what I've been in my mind this whole time. So what's going on here, this is the number of the ship. Does this look anything like Tesla? 3669. Then you got 72020. So this whole thing is all about Tesla. Once again, the 369, you can't make this stuff up. And what had happened with this ship, because this is what really I was questioning this morning, because I looked on two different places and they said two different numbers of the length on this ship. And I asked my dad, because he knows all about this, because he used to work right here at Stoneport near Grand Lake, where I used to work too. I've loaded this boat a bunch of times because I used to run the tunnel system, the rescreen, and the wash system at Stoneport when I was going to college in Alpena. So this boat is real close to us because the captain who just retired maybe around a year or so ago, I just talked to him a few months ago, and he's my dad's best friend's brother. So his name's Tommy. So this guy was captain of the Arthur M. Anderson right before all this just happened. So this is the whole tie-in to me. Like I said, I'm the center of all this. It's all revolving around me. As crazy as it sounds, that's what it is. This is a fact, Jack. So it's all going back to that whole Super Bowl thing. It's all tied into the SS, the secret societies. It's them, the Illuminati. They're showing their hand. They're showing that they know. I sent the call, the call out, the whole thing with the Lord. Send the call out, send the call out, send the call out. And then it goes back to the call I'll send, the call I'll send. It like loops back on the whole thing. That's what's going on with this whole deal. They could see every move I was gonna make with their technology. It's 2024. They had this stuff since at least the mid 60s, late 60s, when it was good enough to do the stuff that they needed consistently. This ain't a joke. This is DARPA's finest. And I have to give my credit to them, and to the Illuminati, and to Hollywood, and to all the people involved in all the moon landing stuff, because this is where it came from. It's the whole Truman Show, but it's going on with Mike Talaske, and that's a fact. And what I'm gonna lay out for you and show the rest, it's gonna completely twist your entire reality. And I'm telling you what, everybody is gonna go down the wormhole like I went down. Then you're gonna hit the space tunnel like I hit, to complete blackness, back into light, and then back into reality. I'm taking y'all on this journey with me. I'm gonna break everything down. I'm not gonna leave nothing out that's gotta be told, that people need to hear. I'm bringing everybody up with me. Everything always rises up to a positive charge, and we're not standing up for this bull anymore. We ain't gonna do it. We ain't gonna take it. This ain't just their planet. And who's to say that it's even humans' planet, because there's other stuff that's been here a lot longer than we've been here. So who really runs the airspace? Who really controls the seas? Whose planet is it really? That's what we're gonna get into. We're pushing back, and we ain't stopping. This whole thing, you can't make up all these coincidences. It's simply impossible. These probabilities are impossible of happening to anyone else. This whole thing sent shockwaves. They got the memo, and the memo read loud and clear. Just like when them buildings come down on that month of September 01. This ain't a joke. This is all how it was supposed to be, how the script was written. They knew I was gonna get to the end of the maze somehow in the cornfield, and I got to it. Everybody else might still be lost in the maze. Guess what? I'm pulling everybody out. Y'all coming with me. Everything rises to a positive charge. Please stay with me. Stay up.